Hey folks, I'm here. I'm gonna go ahead and tweet this out, y'all. Hey, Shamika. Hey, Barbara. Hey, guys. I'm here. Ugh, me and this hair, goodness gracious. Ugh. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and tweet this out and share it with the world, y'all. Yes, we're here. We're gonna wrap this up. Jesus, hallelujah. Hey, Tawana's in the house. Hey, guys. Come on. 30 days. Hey. Hi, I come to restore. Good to see you. Day 30. Hey, Evelyn. Lady I Dreamer. Haven't seen you in ages. God bless you. Oh, my gosh. Hello. Those who are on the scope. 30 days of a faithful Lord. Hey. Good to see you. It's been ages. Yeah, you got to go back and check the series out. Today is day 30 of what has been a great series. It's been a great time with the Lord. Come on, let's get it. Come on. Hey, I see Kim's in the house. Good to see you. Yeah, long time no view, but I have been on every single day. Hey, Avery, what's up? Avery, not her name, but Avery anyway. I have been on every day for the last 30 days. Well, 29, but 30 days. Today is day 30. That is not like me. You know, Lady I'm not on here like this. But the Lord gave me an assignment to pray his name for 30 days, to teach his people. Thank you, Evelyn, for inviting your followers. Nika's here, Veronica. Yay. To share with the people what his name is. And so that they would have a greater revelation of who he is in their life. And the Lord revealed to me and said, hey, Eric Hood, hey, brother, good to see you, Pastor. And so the Lord revealed to me that, in his name, so we understand, hey, Aces, good to see you. Oh my gosh, everybody's coming back in for the day. I tell you, the Lord is rounding up the troops for tonight's scope. So it's got to be dynamite. I said, Lord, I just pray that, you've been faithful. So I pray that you just do what you've been doing on these scopes. And so back to my point, Lady the way that it has been, I can't tell you, powerful the last several days. Bless you. Hey, we're going to talk about this in just a second. But let me say this really quick. So praying the name. Hey, Pro Lady, it's been a while. No, this is not your first time. I've seen that name before. God bless you. All right. So this has been 30 days of praying the name of the Lord, not names. For the name of the Lord is a strong tower. The righteous can run in and they are saved, right? His name, not him, his name, right, is a strong tower. And so when we understand what his name is, we understand the solution, we understand the promise, we understand the deliverance in our situation, in our circumstance. We get to know, listen, here's his promise to me. I'm sick. He is Jehovah Rapha. So there's healing. That's the end of it, right? I don't have any peace in my mind. I have no rest. But he tells me that he is Jehovah Shalom. So that's the end of that. There's harmony, there's peace, there's tranquility in the midst of that. I see the prophet is on. Hey, Curtis, right? So in each part of his name, in each part of his name is an attribute. In each part of his name, there's a promise. In each part of his name, there's a portion for you to receive right in the midst of your circumstances. Hey, I see the apostles on. Hey, Fresh Oil. Hey, Joshua. Hey, Jeremiah. Hi, guys. Mwah. Your nanny loves you so much. I miss you, boys. I want to tell you that I love you. I want to speak into your life and say that you will be mighty men of God. No matter what has come before you, you will be men of strength and valor and of courage. Hey, you will go before them. You shall lead. You will be the head and not the tail, above and not beneath. You will be lenders and not borrowers. You will be strong and mighty in the Lord. Greater strength shall be upon you than was even upon your great-grandmother and even your auntie. Greater strength shall be upon you, for you shall lead them. You are our legacy, and we expect you to do exceedingly beyond what we have even done in the earth. Greatness is upon you both. I love you. Mwah. Okay, that was for my great nephews. All right, y'all. So y'all ready, y'all ready, y'all ready. So y'all can take that for your great nephews and your children as well. I just wanted to speak that over them because they have been listening this week with my mom while she has had some time with them. And so I'm just grateful that they can be a part of this. So y'all ready? Y'all ready? So bless God. I want to share this with you tonight. I'm excited about tonight. Why? Because the journey has been rough. It's been hard to do this. It's not been easy. I want y'all to know that, that each day there comes a challenge and there comes a moment where it's like, Lord, I'm tired or whatever. But I thank him for being so faithful. I thank him for his grace, his grace, his grace, his grace. Not simply like grace that covers. People think grace and mercy are the same thing. They're not. Really, I'm talking about the charisma. I'm talking about his Holy Spirit. That grace gift on the inside that keeps pushing me when I want to say, oh, I love them. When I want to say, no, Lord, I can't. And Lord, I'm tired and I don't have any. The Lord said, yes, you do, because I am your source. Hey, he said, you're not a resource by yourself. Listen, when you tap into him, you have endless supply. He is our source. We are but a resource in the earth. So I thank him for his faithfulness, y'all. I just got to say that. I thank him for being faithful. And I can't just do it. I'm not just going to do it privately. I'm going to do it publicly. While that I got y'all all here, I want to just give honor to God. I want to give honor to him for being faithful to me in this, for stretching me beyond what I expected, stretching me beyond my own boundaries and my own personal limitations, my own fears and my own, I'm not able to. And he said, but you surely shall, you surely will, and you will complete it. And so I want to say that to many of you in this hour, that God is saying, surely you can. He said, listen, he said, I didn't make any junk. I allowed you to be created in the earth for a purpose. And so I'm going to make sure that you complete it and you will finish well. He said, just stay on track, remain encouraged, keep your eyes on me. No matter what ground begins to slip beneath your feet, no matter what circumstances comes before you, the Lord said, keep your eyes on me. Stay focused. Hey, stay focused on him. He's going to lead you through. He's going to lead you through. He's going to cause you to leap over walls and to go against troops. He's going to cause your arms to be sharpened as bows so that they can bend brass. He's going to do it for you. He's going to strengthen you. Yes, focus. Keep your eyes on him. Keep your eyes on him in this hour. No matter what comes your way, I'm telling you. And there's a reward for your faithfulness. There's a reward for your obedience. There is. It may not be money. It may not be time. But there's something on the inside, that a deposit that the Lord is going to leave you because you've been faithful. You've been obedient. So continue to do that. It's coming for you. It's coming for you. All right, y'all. Let's get into this. I'm excited about tonight. Bless you. Bless you, Shamika. Come on. Hey, bless you. This has been a journey. And I'm telling you, it's like there's a part of me that says, man, if tonight is the last night, Lord, what am I going to do? But I do have something special for those who can make it tomorrow at 4. I'm going to do it maybe 4:30, but I'm going to say somewhere between 4 and 4:30. Expect me to come on. I want to pray. I want to just spend some time in prayer. I might talk for a minute or two, but I just want to pray. I want to cover you, and I'm just going to tell you ahead of time, I want to blanket us with the name of the Lord. I want to go through every name that we have said and we have shared, and I want to pray that out over you. So I'll be taking what we've shared over these last 30 days and putting it into a prayer, and I want to pray it over you. I'm going to leave that on you for tomorrow. And so if you're going to be on, amen. And if you're not, catch the replay. But I'm going to just pray. I'm going to just pray. It's going to be just a prayer scope. So I'm not going to be teaching, but I'm going to go through the names and just pray them over you. And you'll hear all of the names. So I just believe that the Lord wants me to do that, to seal it, right? To seal it on the night that we begin to cross over. Hey, so we will not forget. Hey, we will not forget the lessons from yesterday. We will not forget the things that we learned in 2016, even the heartache, even the pain, right? Even some of the things that we didn't think we were going to make it through, but he caused us to make it anyway. Are y'all hearing me? He caused us to survive it, right? Many didn't make it to even see this this day, but he caused us to survive because there's yet purpose in us. There's destiny yet in us. There's something that he has for us to do. We are special to him. We mean something to him. We are valuable. We are valuable. I don't care if anyone's told you that you're not valuable. I don't care if someone told you you're not important, but you are important to him. And I know this feeling that I have right now is because of the name we're talking about tonight. And so what I'm speaking out right now is even coming from his heart. You are special. You are purposed by him. You are special to him. You are the apple of his eye. He has your name written on the palm of his hand. He hasn't forgotten you. And I just need you to know that. Whew. Okay, y'all. So I'm going to call that my prayer. Whew. All right, y'all. I just want to say it. Bless you. So y'all, let's share tonight. Let's share tonight. His presence is already here. His presence is already here. I'm sorry, Tawana, if you got to reconnect. I pray y'all have a good, signal. But if you don't, catch the replay. I'm going to get us in here and through this lesson for tonight. I'm so excited about this one, that he saved, to me, the best for last. He saved this name, and this name describes him, but it's really about how he feels about you. And so it's perfect. It's perfect that I'm getting emotional right now. It's perfect. It's perfect because this is purposed and it's designed by him. So we're going to talk about this name. We know Al already. Al, meaning God, mighty one, strength, power. Al, right? The E-L, Al, right? That is God. We understand God. The next word that we see is Qanna. Qanna. That's the Qanna. That's Qanna. So Al-Qanna. Hey. And Qanna is an adjective. What does an adjective do? It describes the noun. And what is the noun in this case? A person, place, or thing. We're talking about Al being God. So the person, place, or thing it's describing is God. So what is Qanna? It's describing God, right? Qanna comes before, and we understand that, therefore, what we're saying is God is a Qanna God. The word Qanna means jealous. It means jealous. He is jealous for me. Yes, he's jealous. He's jealous. He is envious for me, not of me, but for me. Hey, he is jealous for me, right? So when we look at that, in the adjective describing the noun, El, therefore God is a jealous God. This name of jealous, this name, I'm so glad you're on here, Veronica, for this one. I'm so glad you're on here, Barbara, for this. I'm so glad that all of you are on here for this one. Listen. Some individuals need to know that he loves you. You need to know that he is jealous for you, that he's jealous of the time that you spend with others. He's jealous that when he has made a break in your life and when he sets you free from anything so that you could worship him in spirit and truth, you have run back either to your vomit or you've run back to that circumstance and situation, that he is jealous for you. And so when he's freed you and he's delivered you, why do we run back? Or why do we find something else to fill the void again? He's like, I've emptied that place out in you. I've emptied that place out in you so that I can fill you back up with me. But before I come back with all of me, getting ready to pour on you, you've already made room for somebody else. You've made a place for somebody else that I was about to fill you up with me. As if they could ever feel you the way that I would feel you. We've done it. We've expected people on this earth to fill spiritual voids. It's a spiritual void. Man cannot fill it. He just cannot. Come on. So that's what he's saying. And so this word is just so powerful tonight. His name, this name of jealousy, this Qanna, he's El-Qanna. He's El-Qanna. He is jealous for you. He's envious for you. Listen, this word is only attributed to God. This word Qanna is not anybody's kind of jealousy. This is not, listen to me, women, listen to me, men. This is not the jealousy of your spouse. Hey, listen, and your spouse can be jealous or envious for you because, you're espoused, you're connected, you're supposed to be one. But this ain't even that. It cannot be attributed to anybody but God. He is El-Qanna. That blew me away. Come on, God's no stalker. That's good. No one else. This doesn't apply to anybody else, right? Oh, this is good. So what do we find? Qanna is derived from the root word is Qanna. Same kind of spelling, missing an N. It's Qana. So first we have Qanna, and then we have Qana. So we have Qanna and we have Qanna. So Qanna is a verb. You know I get excited when I get a verb. I know I'm silly, but I get excited when I get a verb because that means action. Action. Hey, Lisa, good to see you. Action. What does this mean? To envy, to be jealous, to be envious, to be, come on y'all, zealous. There goes that word, to be zealous, to have the zeal. That's the fire. That's the passion, right? To excite, to provoke to jealous anger. To provoke or excite to jealous anger. So listen, our word Qanna comes from Qanna. It comes from that. To understand this zeal, to understand this excitement and provocation to jealous anger. That is so good. It's good. It's good. So what do we find? The word Qanna, our main word tonight, is found 6 times, just 6 times. It's found in Exodus and Deuteronomy only. Now, let's think about that for a second. We're going to get into the word here in just a second, but let's think about that for a minute. When we say Exodus and Deuteronomy, what was happening in Exodus and Deuteronomy? What was happening? They were crossing from Egypt into the land. They went into the wilderness because they were stiff-necked and hard-hearted and hard-headed, right? So they were left in the wilderness for a season, right? 40 years, way too long, but that's where they were, right? So in Exodus and Deuteronomy, we're seeing that they were leaving and transferring themselves over. And before we get into Leviticus, right, there's all this stuff that the Lord is trying to lay a foundation for them to begin to understand. Listen, I am God. I'm not your playmate. I'm not your buddy. I'm not your friend like that, right? Right? I'm God, right? So there's certain requirements before you come into my presence. There's certain requirements before you begin to tell a lie, because I already know it before your mouth forms it. There's certain things that you must not do. There's certain things you must not say. I have some requirements. I have some expectations of you. Now that's the problem that we have today. Right? We have some expectations that are unmet, right? We have expectations that folks are going to tell us the truth. We have expectations that people are not going to stab us in the back. We have expectations that when people say something that they're going to really do what they said they're going to do. But you know that is not how it ends up working out. So our expectations on people, it doesn't quite work out. But see, God, when he says, I expect something of you, he expects it to be done. But in the same turn, he told them, here's what I'm going to give you. So the Lord makes a covenant, right? A contract, an agreement, right? That word covenant, contract, agreement. He makes this with the people that said, listen, if you follow my way, you do things my way, you will be blessed all of your life. There'll be nothing for you to worry about. I will cover you and keep you. I will be your front guard and your rear guard. I will have you covered. But, there's that but. There's that but. But if you don't, I will wipe you off of the earth. I will remove you as if there was never any you. Right? So you got a choice here. So Exodus and Deuteronomy, when we hear about this jealous God, it makes sense because he's telling them, here's who I am. I want you to know me. I want you to understand me. I want you to understand the kind of God that you're going to serve. Listen, he lays his case before them. This excites me when you think about it, right? He said, I'm going to lay my case before you. I'm going to tell you about me and why you're choosing me. Right? I'm going to tell you the greatness about me so you know what you're choosing. That's awesome. So this is what we get in Exodus and Deuteronomy. All of these versions, the 6 versions that we see in those 2 books, all mean jealous. We get back to that word, Qanna. Qanna, he is jealous. We get that. Now this word, Qanna, that Qana, that one is, there's 33 times that we see this word. Now, the interesting part about that is we see 10 of those 33 times is the word jealous, but this is what's going to crack you up. 9 of the times, almost the same amount, is the word envy. So jealous, you got jealous or jealousies coming up. Jealous, you've got envy, then you've got 5 times jealousy, and then 4 times envious. So to me, really, it's just jealous or envy, right? Jealous or envy. So that's what that word Qanna means. Qanna means. It means, thank you, Shamika, jealous or envy. So the idea is we know that our first word is jealous. He is jealous, plain and simple. But now we understand the root is just about the same thing. All right, so let's look at when we see this name. We see this name in Exodus. Exodus 20, and I'm going to read 3 through 5. So I'm going to read from the Names of God translation. Okay, thank you. You got it. So Exodus 20, it says this: never have any other God, never make your own carved idols or statues that represent any creature in the sky, on the earth, or in the water. Never worship them or serve them, because I, Jehovah, your Elohim, am Elkanah. So he says right there, I am jealous. Now, what does this sound like? This sounds kind of like something that's coming up. This sounds a lot like him laying down our 10 commandments, doesn't it? You'll have no other gods before me. Don't make any idols or images, right? It sounds like this is what it is, our 10 commandments. It's part of it, right? The first, understanding he is God and he is God alone. So it says, never worship them or serve them, because I, Jehovah, your Elohim, right? Your God, your supreme majesty, right? Am Elkanah. I am jealous. I am Qanna. Right? It says, I punish children for their parents' sins to the 3rd and 4th generation of those who hate me. It says, but I show mercies to thousands of generations of those who love me and obey my commandments. Commandments. Here we go. Now, some of us should be taking a pause right there. Why? Because listen, I want you to think about your children. Think about the mistakes that you have been making. And I just want to talk about lately. I don't know why I'm in somebody's business, but the mistakes you have been making that your children are going to be paying for. The things that you're doing, right? It's going to be, listen, the punishment is going to be revisited on the generations and the generations and the generation. Yeah. Some of y'all need to be thinking about that. You're leaving a legacy, but is it a good one? Are you leaving a good legacy? Because like, I'm having a good time. I'm living my life. I'm doing whatever. And you know God, but you're walking away and you're doing whatever. And I got kids and it's okay. I'm going through a difficult time. I'm just trying to make my way through. I'm just trying to but let's think about your children. 5, 6, 3 years old, 4 years old. You ain't thought about them. And don't you know that the punishment is coming? And you may say, well, that's okay because I'll be gone. But it's going to be revisited upon them and their children and their children's children. What kind of legacy are you leaving? Hey, bless you, anointed soldier. What kind of legacy are you leaving? Okay, I want to just leave that one with you for a while. And but it says that he shows mercy to thousands of generations on those who love him and obey his commandments. There's a blessing. Come on, living again. There's a blessing for your obedience. There's a blessing for your obedience. There's a blessing, and it goes down to your generations too. Listen, I know that I'm reaping some of the benefits of what my great-grandmother did. I know that I'm reaping the benefits of some things my grandmother did, right? They didn't do everything all right, but some of the things that they did wonderfully, I know I'm reaping the benefits. All right, y'all. So we see this whole understanding about him being jealous and not to have any other God. Come on, let's think on these things. We see a similar reminder of this coming from Moses. Listen, from Moses. This is the Lord speaking that we see in Exodus, but we see a similar reminder of the same thing with Moses speaking. Listen, he's speaking, and we know that he's not going to enter into the new land, right? We know, come on, Pastor Smith, tell it. Come on. That's fact. So we see this reminder coming up again. Moses did not get to enter into the new land. He got a chance to look over it and to cast his gaze upon it, but he never got to cross over. And when you really look at it, yes, Moses did some things, but Moses did some things because he was frustrated with the people. He was frustrated with them, and there's some things that he acted out of his flesh because of his frustration. And so I'm speaking to some of you pastors. Be careful what you do in your frustration. Be careful what you do in your frustration, right? Yes, people can push you. They can push you to a certain level, but be careful. Don't let them stop you from entering into what God has for you. Don't cause them to get you so frustrated. I know I'm speaking to somebody right now, right? That you act out of character, you act out of vain, you act out of the anointing that God has placed upon you, you act out of the wisdom that he's given you, right? Because of them, right? It's so easy to say, shoot, forget them people. I'm about to shut it all down. I'm about to close all the doors. Let's forget what, no. Don't let them cause you to miss what God is doing. Because of them being stiff-necked and hard-hearted, they don't want to move in the anointing. They don't want to move in the spiritual stuff. All they want to do is do church. Are y'all hearing me? They want to do the assembly, but not the presence. Hey. I don't want to assemble together if his presence is not there. Are y'all with me? Like, I don't want us just to gather together. Listen, we can go to the movies. We can go bowling if y'all want to gather together. But when we come up into the house, if his presence isn't here, I don't want to be there. I could find other things to do with my time. I can go roller skating, right? I can go swimming. I can find something else to do with my time. I could go eat. Anyone who knows me, that's one of my favorite activities. I could go eat. But when we come together, if his presence isn't there, then we're not doing something right. We have not invited him in. We have not set a foundation. We have not shifted the atmosphere. We have not humbled ourselves enough. We've not said, you are mighty and we are but your servants in this hour, God. Whatever you want to do, we've not humbled ourselves so that we can receive what he wants us to receive in our houses. So I'm saying, I don't care about the congregation. I don't care about the church. If his presence isn't there, it's just a building of people. And you might as well have a potluck. You might as well just have a potluck. He's not there. So here we go. Moses does not get to cross over. So I'm in Deuteronomy 4. What happens in Deuteronomy 4? Deuteronomy 4, 21 through 24, the names of God translation. Come on. 4 walls with a band. Come on. That's good. Hey, Evelyn. That's good. All right. It says, Jehovah was angry with me because of you. Look, here's the preacher, the priest, the pastor speaking to the people. Listen, he was angry with me because of y'all. It says, so listen, Jehovah, your Elohim, he took an oath that I wouldn't cross the Jordan River and enter the good land he's given you as your property. Check this out. Because of the people, I'm going to miss my promise? Oh, no. That's not going to be the case. I don't care if like 20 of them got to go and we just got 3. Can I just say this? I'm sorry, y'all. I'll apologize later, and the Lord will rebuke me if I'm not right. Let them leave. If they're leaving, if they're uncomfortable with the words you're delivering, if they're uncomfortable because it's getting hot under the collar and they feeling all kind of, and you talking my business. No, the Lord is talking your business. I'm not. I ain't been to your house. We ain't talked on the phone. Matter of fact, you barely come to church. You don't even come to Bible study. I don't hear from you unless there's a problem and you need some money. So, no, I'm not in your business. Holy Spirit is in your business. And if you're being convicted, if the shoe fits, it's time that you lace them puppies up. If it fits, lace them up. I'm trying to say, so if they're going to go, and I'm speaking to leaders, I'm speaking to pastors, I'm saying to you, if they're going to go, let them leave. Let them go. Listen, if you've been patient and kind and you've made yourself available to them and they want to go, let them go. Let God do much with few. I'm telling you, he'll take the 3 or 4 faithful ones that you have. Listen, you could have had 10. I know I'm even speaking to myself right now, right? People who've connected to me and then some have left or whatever. God said, but I'm going to give you a core. I'm going to give you a group that, listen, that has a heart for me. Not a heart for you, a heart for me first. That's what God says. Has a heart for me first. So they're going to be obedient to me first. And then connecting to you. Are y'all hearing me? There's something about that. There's something about what God wants to do. So that's what God wants to do in this hour and season. All right. So here's what's happening. That's good. Y'all check my scope. If you see crazy folks, go ahead and block them. All right. Deuteronomy 4:21 through 24. He says that I'm not going to cross, that the Lord took an oath that I would not cross the Jordan River. Thank you, Erica. And enter the good land he is giving you as your property. He says, I'm going to die in this land and not cross over. Listen, I'm going to die in this land and not cross the Jordan River, but you're going to go across and take possession of that good land. Now look what kind of pastor this is. In the midst of it, he didn't get so bitter that he said, I'm not going to speak a word. Shoot, you didn't hurt my feelings, so I'm not going to speak a word. Come on, pastors. Come on. The people are going to be people. Don't you change. You be the constant. You be the steady. You be the steady in the midst of this. I don't know why I'm talking to pastors tonight. I don't know. There must just be a need as we cross over. I'm telling you, I truly believe that 2017 is going to be a rise of the pastors after God's own heart. I'm trying to tell you, listen, you be the steady and the constant. They're going to waver. They're going to do this. They're going to be in and they're going to be out, but you be the constant. And so you hear him saying, listen, you're going to go over. You're going to take possession of that good land. He doesn't speak anything negative over the people. He doesn't say, you stiff-necked, y'all ain't gonna make it. You're gonna get on that land. It's gonna be horrible. How dare a pastor tell you when you leave the church, you ain't gonna be blessed. You ain't gonna make it without me. Who is that? Nah, dude. You're not my God. You're not my God, right? You're not my God. Even if I'm out of order, my God will deal with me and I'm gonna have to come back and get it right. Right? If I'm connected to God and I've left prematurely, I'm going to have to come back the right way. But it's up to the leader to not curse you. Come on, say it, lady. It's witchcraft. It's witchcraft, right? I can't manipulate you. That's not my job. It's to bless you. Hey, you want to leave? Bless you. You want to come back again? Great. You want to leave? You want to keep doing that back and forth? Now, I might not put you in a leadership position because I see you unstable. So don't get mad if you got to sit a while. Right? Because we got to get that wandering spirit out of you. So I can't just have you in leadership and then you leave and you keep doing that. I need to get you stable and clearly your eyes are on the wrong thing. I don't know why I'm saying all this. This must be for somebody. But this is just a good instruction. It's just good wisdom, right? Right? Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So he says, be careful. Verse 23, be careful that you don't forget the promise. Here we go. You don't forget the promise. Listen, that Jehovah, your Elohim, made to you. He made a promise. And here's what he said. Don't make your own carved idols or statues that represent anything. Listen, that represent anything Jehovah, your Elohim, has forbidden. Anything he said is forbidden. Don't create it. And we learned that in Exodus 20. It says Jehovah, your Elohim, listen, is Eshoklah. El Qanna. So we've got this again. We've got our word, which we know is El Qanna, and then we've got this word Eshoklah. Now, what is Eshoklah? It was one that I was going to do. He's a consuming fire. That could be a whole nother lesson. So listen, it says in verse 24, I'm telling you, I want to write this on something. Jehovah, your Elohim. So what is it? The Lord, your God. So Jehovah, your Elohim, means the Lord, your God, is, listen, Eshoklah, which means a consuming fire. El Qanna, he is an jealous God. He's a consuming fire and he's a jealous God. So in the English Standard Version, it says, for the Lord your God, right, we just said, is a consuming fire, a jealous God. So his kind of jealousy, which now makes sense when it said this can only be attributed to God, because look, a consuming fire. Listen, I know folks think, man, I'll breathe fire. No, you don't. Not like the Lord. No. Listen, he'll breathe fire and the thing that was there will no longer be there and there'll be no remnants of it, right? There won't be any crumbs, crumbles, no crackle, no pop. It's just gone, right? When the Lord consumes something, that sucker is gone. There is no, it was like it was never there. So, whew, okay. So, all right, here we go. So this is part of it. We get that. No residue. Come on, Avery. But more interesting, we just looked at Deuteronomy. We're going to go back to Exodus here really quick. Come on, no remnant. Come on, Curtis. No remnant. Gone, just gone, gone, gone. You ain't even going to smell the fire. It's just going to be gone. Come on, come on. Think of the Korahites. Can I take you back to the Old Testament? When he listen, they tried to puff themselves up. Why Moses got to be the one? Why Moses got to be the one in charge? I mean, we're intelligent. We business owners. How come we can't be? And the Lord's like, what? You talking about the one I chose? The one I picked? The one that went through all this? The one that I had to work on and mold? The one who said, I stutter. I don't want to speak. And can Aaron speak for me? The one I had to go through all of that stuff with. And now you got the nerve to fix your mouth on my leader? Oh no. Oh no. The Lord's like, I'm opening up the ground and just suck y'all up. I'm not joking. Y'all go back to the Old Testament. You'll find it. I'm telling you, he opened up the ground and them jokers fell in. So, you got to be ever so careful. All right. But more interesting, I love these stories, y'all. I'm trying to tell you, that's just jacked up, but it's funny. It's funny. So, whew, all right. But more interesting, I'm sorry, I could just have a giggly. Okay. It's not funny, but you know what I mean? Yes, and their families. But it's just, that gets me. You know what I mean? Folks puff up and don't realize that this is not about me. The thing that God is doing in me right now, the thing that he's doing in you right now is not about you. It's not about you. He didn't say, oh, because you went to school and you got the degrees and you're so smart, I'm going to do all this great stuff for you. You know what I mean? It's the Detroit in me, right? It's funny. You know what I mean? It's not like the Lord didn't say all that. He didn't say, oh, because you're so grand and because you're beautiful or because you're so smart or you're such a handsome man. He's not choosing you because of any of that. It's his purpose. Period. His destiny, what he birthed in you when you were born. And he said, and it shall come to pass. It will not return unto me void. Come on. So, there's no need for us to get puffed up. But when someone else tries to step in and say, I'm going to assume that same thing. I'm going to become the same thing that they said I'm going to say. I'm going to use that because I'm going to make it mine. And God will say, no, there'll be no anointing on it. I'm trying to tell you, get your own. Okay, I feel like I need to get another shirt, right? I got to check my fruit shirt, but I feel like I need to get another shirt, right? Okay. All right, here we go. Work with me, work with me. Okay. More interesting is the story in Exodus 34. Earlier in our lessons, we saw how the Lord caused such a difference. He caused his goodness to pass before Moses, remember? And how he proclaimed his name as he passed by Moses. And that just blew me away because not only did he allow his goodness to pass before Moses, but he proclaimed his name. Can you imagine? I am Jehovah as he's passing by and this great light from the Lord is coming upon you. You know what I mean? Like that is awesome. And he proclaimed his name, right? And the brightness and the purity would have been too much. So the Lord hid him in the cleft of the rock, right? That was Exodus 33. Now in Exodus 34, I love when I can piece the stories together for you. This activity of the Lord became a common practice. It became a common occurrence between Moses and the Lord. Hey, Elohim and El, come on, Jehovah, Yeshua, right? So anyway, it becomes a common occurrence between Moses and the Lord. Listen, how many of you have a common occurrence, a common relationship, a common practice between you and the Lord? There's a way that he speaks to you. There's a way that he interacts with you. There's a thing that he does and you know it's him, right? There's a common thing that he just does with you. I mean, don't you want to know him like that he has a special way that he communicates with you? I mean, he communicates to me through his word. When he gives me revelation, I will be giddy in this house. Y'all just don't know. I'll be like, ooh, oh my God, this is so good. And I feel his presence smiling on me. And it's like, he's like, see, you know, you act like you don't really want to do this, but you know this is where you're supposed to be. And I just giggle and laugh. I mean, that's our relationship. You know, you got something special. So here we go. We open Exodus 34 on, right in the beginning of the chapter, on Mount Sinai. What is going on Mount Sinai? Moses is with the Lord, and he is creating 2 new stone tablets with his law written upon them. So you say, wait a minute. I know we had 2 tablets, right? We had the 10 commandments on these tablets. Why is he creating 2 new ones? Well, the first 2 Moses threw to the ground and smashed them as he came back down the mountain and saw that the people had created the golden calf and they were having a wild celebration, basically an orgy. They were doing all that stuff in Exodus 22. So the Lord had given him the tablets and he had come down the mountain. The Lord said, you better get down there quickly. Those people, they are perverting themselves. There's something going on. He goes down the mountain. He's holding this and he sees the people and he's like, what on earth are y'all? He just crushes them, right? He crushes them. He's like, I cannot believe this, right? He crushes them. So what we see at the beginning of this chapter is that Moses is cutting 2 more stone tablets like the first ones. This is Exodus 34 verse 4. He's cutting them like the first 2 stones. Early the next morning, he went up to Mount Sinai as Jehovah had commanded him, carrying the 2 stone tablets. So he carried, now look at this. To me, this is interesting. Even the number 4 signifies God's intervention in the plans of man. And I think that's really interesting because even though this is verse 4, and I'm not trying to get into numerology, but I want you to understand what this means. Like, he cut the stones himself. The Lord allowed Moses to bring up stones. Now, God could have, he could have hewn the stones like out of the side of a mountain and wrote them himself. But Moses partnered with God in this. Listen, which means that when God gave us these commandments, he meant for us to partner with him in them. That it wasn't something he was just placing upon us. It was him saying, this is what's going to give you life. This is what's going to bring you prosperity. This is what's going to bring you peace. I'm going to partner with you and say, I'm going to show you the way to be blessed. I'm not going to hide it from you. I'm not going to make you figure it out on your own. I'm going to show you how to be blessed. So Moses carries a stone. Verse 5, Jehovah came down in a cloud and stood there. And look, he stood there with him and called out his name, Jehovah. Look at this. Jehovah came down in a cloud and he stood there with Moses and called out his name, Jehovah. Isn't this just like what he did when he covered himself and caused his goodness to pass? He called out his name. Listen, it says verse 6, then Jehovah passed in front of Moses, calling out, Jehovah, Jehovah, a compassionate and merciful God, patient, always faithful and ready to forgive. This is a practice that had become the relationship between Moses and God himself. That the Lord would pass by him, would come into his presence, and would proclaim his name in front of him. This to me is just beautiful. This is like a relationship, like a love story. That's so awesome. Yes, yes, beautiful. And so he's this out and telling him, listen, Moses has to know by this point who God is and how mighty and wonderful he is. But God begins to call out his name while he's in front of Moses. That is just awesome. Listen, verse 7, he continues to show, this is the Lord speaking to him. He's calling out his name and he's saying he continues to show his love to thousands of generations, forgiving wrongdoing, disobedience and sin. He never lets the guilty go unpunished, punishing children and grandchildren for their parents' sins to the 3rd and 4th generation. So we hear that scripture once again. Thank you for the hearts. We hear the scripture again that we saw in Exodus 20. We saw in Deuteronomy 4. We know that they crossed over and he told them don't carve idols, and he talks about that. But we saw this in Exodus 20. We saw that where he said, do not do that. And I'll revisit, listen, punishment upon next generations, not just the current one that you're in. So we see this retelling that we find in Exodus 34. Wow. Bless God. Okay. So let's see, what else do we have here? We see that reminder in that. Oh, wow, that's so good. That he is a consuming fire, that he's a jealous God, right? And he's telling them, it goes on in verse 8, immediately Moses knelt, he bowing down his face to touch the ground. Then he said, Adonai, please go with us, even though we are impossible to deal with. Forgive our sin and the wrong we have done, and accept us as your own people. Now, how often is this being done? This is a prayer of intercession. Moses is praying over the people. Moses has the relationship with the Lord. He's connected with him. So he's praying for the stiff-necked, those who need to be forgiven of their sins. Listen, they had just come out of the golden calf. Moses was like, I was gone for like 20 minutes. No, he was gone a while, but he's like, I was gone for just a little while. And before I know it, y'all completely turn your back on God and start to worship something else. Reminds me of what I was saying at the beginning of this scope. Listen, there is a God-sized void in our hearts, and God is waiting to fill it. But even before he gets a chance, we have filled it with something else, with another person, another circumstance, a drug, alcohol, a relationship, something, instead of allowing him to fill it himself. So verse 10, it says, Jehovah says, I'm making my promise again. In front of all of your people, I will perform miracles that have never been done in any other nation in all the world. All the people around you will see how awesome these miracles are that I will perform for you. So here, remember I said that this is a partnership. The Lord is saying, listen, for your obedience, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to show you the acts I'm going to do before you. He says, do everything that I command today. Then I will force the Amorites, the Canaanites, the Hittites, the Perizzites, the Hivites, the Yebusites. Yeah, I found out how to pronounce them. Anyway, I'm going to move and force these out of your way. It says, be careful not to make a treaty with those who live in the land where you're going. This will prove to be a trap to you. But tear down their altars, crush their sacred stones, and cut down their poles dedicated to the goddess Asherah. It said, never worship any other God, because Jehovah is what? Qanna. He is Qanna. In fact, he is known for not tolerating rivals. So if you try to put someone else up in his place or up upon a pedestal, he will knock them down. He is jealous. It says, for you shall worship no other God, for the Lord, whose name is jealous, is a jealous God. His name is jealous. It says it right there. His name is jealous. This is one of the name of God. No S. This is an attribute within his full name, is jealous. All right, y'all. I'm going to close out with this. I want to speak this over you. I'm so excited to share this portion. I thank you guys for your faithfulness to this 30-day assignment, and I'm coming towards the end. I'm getting ready to see the finish line. I thank God for his power and his authority. I thank you for the fire he's been breathing into me. Lord, the breath that you've been putting into my lungs to be able to continue to do this work. And so I'm speaking over these people, the blessings of the Lord that make it rich and add no sorrow with it. I'm speaking over them a breakthrough, a breakdown, and a breakout into all new places. I thank you, God. I thank you. I'm just declaring this over them now. I've not even started to pray yet, but I'm just declaring this over them, that they shall see the fruit of their harvest in this coming year, that it shall be new. It shall be the new thing, that they will arise and they will shine, and the glory of the Lord will rise upon them, that they shall walk in new authority. They shall take upon the mantle that God has given to them, and they will identify with who he's called them to be. Their ears will be open in this hour, in this season, to get direction, to get instruction, for their gifts to be revealed, and they shall then walk there in it. They shall no longer sit back and wait for man to say it's time and season, but they shall listen for your voice to begin to do the work. And the work may not be within the four walls. The world is waiting for them. And God, they shall be that drink offering poured out for a thirsty world. They shall be poured into by you, that they might pour out. I speak it into existence, and it shall be so. And so what I want to read over you in the prayer is Joel 2. And I'm going to read it from the complete Jewish Bible. There's different parts of it I pieced together. It says, blow the shofar. I'm not even going to say the trumpet. Blow the shofar in Zion. Come on. Blow the trumpet. Come on, Curtis. Come on, Apostle. Blow the shofar in Zion. Sound an alarm on my holy mountain. It said, let all living in the land tremble, for the day of Adonai is coming. It is upon us. It says a day of darkness and gloom, a day of clouds and thick fog. A great and mighty horde is spreading like blackness over the mountains. There has never been anything like it, nor will there ever be again, not even after the years of many generations. Yet even now, says Adonai, turn to me with all your heart, with fasting and weeping and lamenting. Tear your heart, not your garments, and turn to Adonai your God, for he is merciful, he is compassionate, he is slow to anger, rich in grace, and willing to change his mind about disaster. Hey, he might relent what he has planned to do, so turn to him now. Who knows, he may turn, change his mind, and leave a blessing behind him, enough for grain offerings, enough for drink offerings to present to Adonai your God. Blow the shofar in Zion. Do you hear me? Blow the shofar in Zion. Proclaim a holy fast. Call for a solemn assembly. That is those that come with their heart in their hand. Gather the people. Sanctify the congregation. Assemble the elders. Gather the children. Sorry about that, guys. I don't know what happened. Are y'all still on? I'm telling you, the enemy ain't happy. Something's happening up in here. Are y'all good? Y'all still on? Gather the people, sanctify the congregation, assemble the elders, gather the children and nursing babes. Let the bridegroom go out from his chamber and the bride from her dressing room. Let the priests who minister to the Lord weep between the porch and the altar. Let them say, spare your people, O Lord, and do not give your heritage reproach, that the nation should rule over them. Why should they say among the peoples, where is your God? Then Adonai will become jealous for his land and have pity on his people. Here is how Adonai will answer his people. These are his people, those who have been called by his name. Those who've been called by his name, they will say, I will send you grain, wine and oil and olive oil, enough to satisfy you. This is what he's saying to his people. I will satisfy you. There will be enough to satisfy you, and no longer will I make you a mockery before the nations. He said, I'm going to set you up in a high place. He said, I'm going to put the cloak of oil upon you. I'm going to cause it to drip down from the crown of your head to the sole of your feet. I'm going to robe you. I'm going to robe you in my righteousness. It says, be glad, people of Zion. Rejoice in Adonai your God, for he is giving you the right amount of rain in the fall. He makes the rain come down for you, the fall and the spring rains. This is what he does first. Then the floors will be full of grain, and the vats overflow with wine and olive oil. He says, I will restore to you the years that the locusts ate, the grasshoppers, the sharer worms, the cutter worms, my great army that I sent against you. What he's saying is that there was a season that I sent an army to destroy and to consume all that you had, that you might turn back to me. He said, but I am sending my word that I'm going to restore. I will restore to you. He said, you will eat until you are satisfied. Come on. You won't be hungry anymore. He said, and I will praise the name. He said, you will praise the name of Adonai. You're going to eat till you're satisfied, and that will cause you to praise the name of Adonai your God. He has done with you such wonders. Hasn't he done such wonders with us? Hasn't he taken us from glory to glory? Hasn't he taken us from broken and beat down to standing up? Hasn't he taken us, Lord, from unfulfilled to finally finding some joy and peace? Hasn't he taken us, oh God, you've taken us from our sin and our Lord, and our wicked ways and our deceptive ways, Lord. You've taken us when we've lied to ourselves about ourselves to a place where we've been renewed and refreshed by you. You've taken us, God, from a place when we were high and lofty and all lifted up in pride, puffed up and haughty, to a place where now, God, we can rest in you. We look at you, Lord, covering us and keeping us, pushing us into our destiny, God. It is not us. Hey, we were not made for ourselves. We were made for you. We're the workmen. Lord, you're the workmen, and we are those who've been made by you, your servants. Come on. He says, listen, then my people will never be ashamed again. Never be ashamed. Never be ashamed. And lastly, he said, you will know that I am with Israel, and that I am Adonai, your God, and that there is no other. There's no other. Then my people will never again be shamed. You'll never again be ashamed to call upon his name, to call upon his name, to wear his name proudly. Hey, that the name of the Lord is. He is a strong tower. He is righteous and wonderful and mighty. Hey, no matter what your circumstance looks like today, he is yet able in a blink of an eye, in the snap of his finger, to change your circumstance. There's a reason for why you're going through what you're going through, and he's not left you there. He's not left you there. Hey, it's only a season. It's a time of processing. It's a time of pruning, a time of cutting away. Hey, come on. Listen, though you slay me, yet will I trust you. Though my flesh is tearing within me, I will trust you. Though sometimes my heart feels faint, I will yet trust you. Though sometimes it hurts. The disappointments, the rejection, Lord, the abandonment, things that people have said that have been so dishonest, that have been so cruel and so wrong, God, so inaccurate, God, about us. But yet we shall trust you. We shall yet rejoice in you. We'll rejoice because the true believers will know us by our fruit. Hey! They will know us by our fruit. So don't worry about going back and helping folks to understand you and trying to fix up those misunderstandings. You keep it stepping. You keep it moving. You let your fruit speak for you. Come on, hashtag check my fruit. Come on. I don't have time to explain to you. I tried to make it right. You don't want to accept it. I'm moving on. Check my fruit. Keep it moving. Hey, that's good, Lady I. Come on, like it's no thing. It's all right. Hey, maybe, we think about it that sometimes, people weren't like, okay, so let's think about Moses and let's think about Abraham and how those angels came to him. Not everybody was able to recognize that this was the presence of God coming. Sometimes people can't recognize it, right? Sometimes their eyes are too filled with carnality. They can't see the glory of God on the inside of you. So don't feel, don't be angry at them. It's okay. Maybe it wasn't supposed to be revealed to them. There's something beautiful on the inside of you, and it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody. Not everybody can handle it. And so that's okay. That's all right. All right, y'all. God bless you. Hey, come on. That's good living again. Your season shall come at the appointed time. Hey. Come on, Heather. That's what's going on now, y'all. So this is the scope. This is day 30. God bless you too. This is day 30. Hey, I have finished my course. I have finished what he's asked me to do. Bless you, Avery. I'll tell him you said that. I thank God that I finished the work. I finished what he gave me to do. And I pray that y'all are blessed by it. And there's more to come. I am finishing the devotional that goes with what we have learned here. There will be a book, and I want to present it to you when it comes. I'll share it with you on Periscope. I will let you know. I will put it on Facebook. I will put it on Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. Follow me on Facebook. You can, to reach out to me, and I'll share it, of course, on my website. There's more to come, but I want you to have that book. I want you to be able to tangibly hold it and to be able to write in it and to write your own revelation of who he is to you. So I'm too excited to share that with you. And that's the first baby that he's birthing out. And there's another book that is waiting in the wings. And I realized that I was working on it and it took so long. And then the Lord showed me, nope, the younger will overtake the older. And I was like, he showed me the younger will overtake the older. And I'm like, what? Because I've been working on this other one for such a long time. But this younger baby that's birthed in 30 days, how is that possible? And then this younger baby is going to overtake the older. And so this is the one I'm going to release first. And then the other book will be coming out too. That one is coming out. So come on. It's waiting in the wings. So God bless you. I love each and every one of you. Come on. Come on, Curtis. Man, I tell you, you've been so faithful, Curtis. You've been so faithful. I know that God is doing the miraculous in your life. I know that he is. I'm telling you, I just see you on fire. I see you on fire, brother. I see you, prophet, on fire. Prepare for the visitation. Prepare for the downpour that's coming to you. And it's a downpour of fire. It's not rain. It's a downpour of fire, of fire, of fire. And you will not be the same. You will not be the same. It's coming. It is coming to you. And it's fire. It's fire. And literally I hear him saying to just open your mouth. He said it's going to come out. He said, but don't let your mind stop it from coming. Come on. He said, don't let your mind, because your mind will start trying to process it. And the Lord, he just needs a willing vessel. The Lord needs us to be a conduit for what he's going to do, right? He needs us to be a conduit, right? And he said, that means I don't need you to process. Listen, I heard the word, he just said filter. He said, I don't need you to filter me. Ooh, that's good. Because sometimes we water it down and we start He said, I don't need you to filter me. He said, let me come through in the purity. He said, just be a vessel, be a conduit, and I'm going to come through you in fire. And when it comes out of your mouth, it's going to surprise you. It's going to shock you. It's going to shock you when it comes out of your mouth. But he said, just yield. Just yield. When it comes, let it bypass your mind. Just open your mouth. Just open your mouth. I'm telling you, fire is coming. Yeah, it's not rain that's coming to you. I see fire. I see it just coming down upon your head, and it's coming out of your mouth. It's coming. I'm excited. Yeah, just be a vessel. He said, don't filter me, right? Because we try to filter. Let me filter it. Let me do the PC version. Let me do this version because they may not understand. No. Let me just give it to you exactly how he said it. And I've learned that in the prophetic gift. I've learned that as a prophet, that I used to try to process through my mind. And it just would. So now I don't even do it. I just say whatever. And I'm like, okay. And then all of a sudden they're like, that was this and this and this and this. And I'm like, oh, really? Well, bless God. I didn't know. I just gave you kind of, what he said. And I didn't filter him. I didn't try to say, because he's told me dates before, numbers like the woman, when he told me, he said, it was like 6 years, or it's number 6. So I'm like 6 or 16. And it ended up being 6 years ago that something happened. Why did I pull that number out? I didn't. He said it. And so instead of me second guessing, I just say what he said and I leave it with people. So that as prophets, we just say it and we leave it with the people. It's not for us to interpret, figure it out. And when people try to come to me later and they say, well, that word you gave me, what did you mean by? I said, hey, I can't. I just released what he said. You're going to have to take that back to him. Because anything beyond what I just shared with you, if I share more, that's coming from my flesh. Coming from my flesh. So I can't interpret it for you. Take it to God and pray. And this is what I always believe. I believe that God is going to rain fire on the prophetic words that have come, right? And the stuff that you don't remember, it's one of two things. Either it wasn't him or it's something for a later date, and he'll bring it back to your remembrance when it's time. So if all you got is this, and this is all you can process now, that's enough for you to work on. As much as you can understand today in the prophetic word he's giving you, work on that. And he's going to give you greater revelation that what's coming else. Come on. That's it. Hey, I've been taught well, Apostle. Come on, fresh oil. I've been taught well. I've been trained well. I come from a good tree. So I just want to share that with y'all. All right, guys, I'm going to go. I pray this was a blessing for you. I don't know what this scope is going to be like because we had that blackout in the middle. So I'm not even sure if the end of this is going to be on here. This would make me very mad if it's not on here. But I pray that it stayed. But usually when it blacks out like that, sometimes it's just gone. So I don't know what it's going to be like, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I know that people who are on it right now can probably roll. Well, you can't roll it back until I get off, but I'm sorry. So anyway, I'm going to go on with my day, folks, and go on with my evening. God bless you. Thank you for being on this scope. Thank you for being here. Those of you who've been faithful for the 30 days, it better be on here. We shall see. I don't know what happened. I'm trying to tell you, I've not had those kind of issues. I love you, lady. I love you back. Come on. Bless God, Apostle. Thank you for that. So she's got it. And I'll be able to get it if we need to. So you're welcome, Lisa. You guys are so welcome. Come on. It's just, this has been an amazing 30 days. I just cannot believe it. Let me just say this right now for my spiritual daughters and those who are connected to me. Yes, Sunday and Monday, I will not be contactable. I know that ain't even a word. I will not be available. I will not be, especially Monday, maybe Sunday, but Monday, all day Monday, I will not be available. I will not. I'm not going to be on Facebook. I'm not going to be on anything. I'm going to be spending time with my husband, because for 30 days I have been pressed into the Lord in this assignment. And so I'm giving him dedicated time all day on Monday. That's his day. Sunday we have church, and in the evening, you know, I'll be kind of available, but Monday I'm checking out. And I'm going to be faithful to that. All right, guys. God bless you. Please catch the replay. I hope that it's all there. And if it's not, I'll get the other information from where I need to get it from. So God bless you guys. Take care. You know, parting is such sweet sorrow, but I will be back to pray. Yes, I will be back to pray tomorrow. Let me say 4:30. Let me just say 4:30, because I'll do it like 4:30 to 5. I'm just going to pray. I'm just going to pray all the names that we've learned. So 4:30 tomorrow, I'm just going to pray. And then you can go into your evening and enjoy it. God bless you. I will see you tomorrow at 4:30. And thank you for this. God bless you. Mwah. Okay, bye, guys.